Why did you do America's Got Talent?
I think desperation. I think just like any.
I love the show, by the way.
Oh, I don't.
I know, because I just hung out with Howie 4 days ago.
He's a great guy.
Love him. Great guy.
Really, Howie Mandel's a solid dude.
And I know a lot of comics that have done the show, which is, I feel like it's right for them.
It's not right for me.
I'll be honest with you. I don't want to fight with you, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think it's right for you.
He just said that. He just.
I know. I'm just.
They're gonna fight now.
No, you know what the problem was? That
Yeah.
show it's a nightmare. People, I think it was like 6 years ago or something, and I was kind of like, I just want to sell tickets on the road. I'll do.
Right.
I want people to come. I just want people to see my stand up, and I was doing a lot of road gigs. I was doing like headliner dates, but papered rooms.
Right.
So those are tough to build and act. It's hard to write an hour of material when they're not your people. And so I did AGT. It sucked. I remember auditioning for it, and they're like, "All right, we're gonna see you through." And then and then I did the thing out here in Pasadena, and it was like a 5,000 person theater.
Oh, wow.
Nick Cannon's like interviewing me. I'm making jokes. He's acting sincerely. Like I'm like, these are jokes. I'm fucking
Yeah.
making jokes.
Yeah.
But then I remember going on. I'm freaking out. I get anxiety in these things. It's like,
Are you? When I watch the show, I always know. Oh, I'd never be able to do that. The pressure.
it's awful. I mean, I had already done Last Comic Standing, and I hated that. And
Oh, my God.
you realize too, these shows are all about casting. So I had a good set on Last Comic, and they just didn't move me on. They were like, "We're gonna not," and I was like, "Why?"
Yeah.
But so I'd been through that already. But I was like, "I'm desperate. I'll do whatever it takes." So I remember doing AGT, just freaking out backstage, and I'm texting my mom like I'm freaking out. She's like, "Read a book." I'm like, "Mom, read a book." There's two fucking fat slobs from Atlantic City dancing Mambo #5 next. You want me to read? Like I think I can just focus. Like Last Comic Standing sucks because you're around comics and their anxiety, but you're around all walks of life and their
Oh, my
anxiety.
God, I can't
Like,
imagine.
There's like a talking parakeet right next to me. I'm like, this is, and I feel guilty too because there's like dance troops. Like I'm a comic. I can go on drunk. These people are stretching. They're like they don't know what they're going on.
I know.
It's a nightmare.
Here's another
for
thing
them.
is that like I've done like festivals with other comics, right? Oddball or whatever. And if you're nervous or whatever, you have other comics to like go to and go, and they can give you like, you're around your people.
Yeah.
With you're with the ninjas. They're doing some sort of dance routine.
It's brutal.
It's brutal, man.
I remember, and they would fuck with you. They want you to be a wreck because it's good TV. So they'd come in and be like, Simon Cowell's in a bad mood today. And I'd be like, what? They'd be like, Simon, he hasn't eaten yet. So he's I'm like, feed him. Feed him. Why can't you, like, there's food around.
Did you meet him?
Yeah. Okay. So the first round, it's in that big theater, and I literally watched two really nice Orthodox Jews do a rap thing. I thought it was pretty good, and I'm watching them. And Simon's like, "You're dreadful. You're terrible. You're never going to be anything." And people were like, "Boo!" So I'm like, "Oh fuck, I'm going on to this." There's like a supervisor or something there, and she's like, "Do this joke. I like this joke." I'm like, "I'm not doing that fucking joke. It's like a dark joke. They're gonna boo me off." So she pushes me out there. I go out, and they're like, I can tell they just want to eat me alive. So, and by they I mean Simon.
Yeah.
And he was like, "So, like, give me your worst gig ever." And I'm just like, all right. So I tell this story about a guy getting up out of the crowd and spitting on me.
Yeah.
And I figure like, well, maybe this will get them on my side a little bit.
Yeah.
And I end up. Simon even says, "Well, I hope this is better." And I was like, "All right, maybe I softened him a little bit."
Yeah.
Set goes great. I feel pretty good about it. It was like a standing ovation in that room. There's a hilarious clip of it where they cut it up for the thing.
Yeah.
And it's me telling a fart joke, and it just cuts to all the judges giving me a standing ovation. And it's like the most. And they're like, well done. And I'm like, man, my mom is so ashamed of this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow, that couldn't have gone better. I get out. They're like, all right, we'll see if you move on in the next round. I was like, they just told me I moved on. They're like, well, that's not how it works. I'm like, I got 4 yeses. What do you mean? So that anxiety. So now there's the anxiety of like, we might not air this. And I was like, you put me through that, and it went as well as possible.
Evil.
Yeah.
It's evil. And then like a month later, they're like, you're in for the next round. So like, all right, I fly out. It's like classic.
Did they fly you out?
No. They don't
fly you out?
They don't fly. They don't even pick you up at the airport. I was like calling my manager at the time, like, where are they? They're like, oh, they're not getting you. I was like, I've been here an hour. What the fuck?
Oh my god.
So then I get to the hotel. There's construction, so I don't sleep at all the night. Like they wake us up like construction wakes you up at like 8 a.m. I'm anxious. I have no sleep. They get me there at 10 a.m. I go on at midnight. So they're just fucking with me for like 14 hours. I go on, I follow some Destiny's Child like knockoff, and Simon Eats Them Alive.
Yeah.
And I go on after them.
Now, are these aren't the live shows yet, right?
No, I'm not. It's not a live show yet.
Yeah.
I go on, and Simon was like, I do well. It's like 2.5 minutes. And I got like 2 applause breaks. And
Yeah.
I'm hitting pretty hard. Not as well as the first round. It was a more juiced crowd. It was not midnight.
Yeah.
You know, and George Lopez is one of the judges. He was a nice enough guy. He was like, I thought you did well. And Simon was like, I liked you better in the first round. And I was just like, I mean, it was a better crowd. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I kind of don't have much. And then they put me up against a mime named Tape Face, who was incredible.
Oh, that guy crushed it.
That guy's awesome.
Yeah.
It's hilarious that my mom was even like, you had our vote. I'm like, well, I know you didn't vote for Tape Face, Mom.
Wow.
But no, he was great and very nice guy too. And
Yeah.
I remember, I think he does like a residency in Vegas. If you're in Vegas, you should see him. He's really great. And I remember they put us against each other, and we both did well. And there were like people, but they were like, we can't have 2 of you.
All right.
So they eliminated me. And,
But did they air that stuff?
They aired those.
The first 2?
They combined into like one long segment, but it got like, it's like back then it was like 10 million viewers.
Wow.
So even that one spot was like, you know, something. But,
Yeah, man.
But it doesn't, it's just, you're right. It's not a loyal audience, and it's really not the right look for me. Honestly.
The reason why I say that is there are certain acts I've seen where it's like either they're an impressionist, right?
Right.
Or they have a character,
Sure.
right? And, you know, and when I used to see these people at clubs and stuff, I'd just be like, it's not the right environment for that type of act. Even a
Right.
comedy club, because comedy clubs, especially if you're at the Cellar or at like, you know, the Comedy Store or whatever, right? It's like they like traditional stand-ups, right?
Yeah.
Like what you are, right? And also you're very relevant and I think you're edgy,
Thanks.
right?
Yeah.
What?
I said thanks.
Yeah. So when I saw you on American Got, because I love the show, right?
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that's interesting, because it's like I don't see you in that world.
Yeah, I think I was just desperate. I think, you know, the clubs got hard. Like those Funny Bones, like when it's my people, it's great. But like back then, it was they were really rough. I remember walking audiences just because they had no investment. They got free tickets, so they would just be like, "You suck, fuck you."
Well, yeah, the Funny Bone in Columbus, I guess.
That's the best one I heard. I actually haven't done that one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened. I used to do it every year, and then one year he just says, "I don't want him anymore."